Cosplay. I did a cosplay last year. I did Dazai from Bungo Stray Dogs. And I had to do welt pockets. Now, thank you. I hate welt pockets. Does anybody out there actually know what a welt pocket is? You guys, many more hands are coming up over here than out there. Okay, so welt pockets are horrible. And they're those little pockets that are they're on like tuxedos, yeah. Yeah, like men's clothing a lot. Or if you're into like Land of the Lustrous, they have them on their butts, apparently. Somebody told me they have welt pockets on their butts, and I'm like, that's dumb. Because welt pockets are horrible and bulky. So I was putting a welt pocket into a trench coat that I'd spent 2 months making because I had no idea what I was doing. And I'm like, man, this is kind of hard to cut. And I pick it up, and there's a 2-inch long gash in the rest of my fabric because it got caught up underneath it. So yeah, I get on Facebook and I'm like, oh my god, guys, what do I do? I cut it, like, how do I fix it? Like, what do I do? They don't make this fabric anymore. I'm going to die. Just kill me and leave me here. And everybody's like, it's okay, you can patch it. It's okay, you can patch it. It's okay, you can patch it. I'm like, no, I can't. I will die. But I patched it. And I still wear it to this day. I still cosplay Dazai. So in the realm of mishaps that you made a brilliant recovery from in construction, do you have any of those to share with us? Like, I just cut an extra 5 inches off of this, I guess it's fine. It's a mini skirt now. Something like that.
Basically every costume. But no, I mean, Tira, again, from Soul Calibur. So I know, the costume hated me. I love the costume does not love me. But anyway, I squeezed myself in it. I tried. But anyway, I can't really, it's hard for me to discern my left from my right. I can do it, but I get confused a lot. It's like the same like forwards and backwards. I don't know, directionally challenged in every way. And so Tira's top, I made it from Soul Calibur 5, is asymmetrical. And I was using very expensive fabric. I cut it out, put the piping on it, lined it, go to like actually wear it, and it's inverted. So I had to remake that entire piece. Good thing I had enough fabric because I had to special order it, and it's expensive. But you know, I remade it, it's fine.
On a lighter note, we've made these collars about 3 or 4 times because we started cutting them out the wrong way 3 or 4 times.
So, okay, the one I threatened you with earlier when I said, you know, speaking of fabric, what is the worst fabric known to mankind that is not stretch velvet? Because stretch velvet is the worst and nothing can top it. So what is the next worst?
And why? So I've heard of confetti top, but I haven't actually used it. I know. You've told me enough about it.
We've lived through enough people's bad experiences with this that we don't ever want to touch it.
Too many love livers.
Yeah.
Too many idol clubs. Yep, too many. But no, I would say silk velvet's kind of a pain. Just so much special handling. And then if you ruin it, if you accidentally iron it too harshly, or I don't know, do anything, breathe on it, then it dies. It dies, and that's silk, 100% silk, and it's expensive, and it's sad. But it looks so nice if you do it right. But it's really hard to work with, so that's mine that I'd like to kill in the fire. I don't know if Jen has a different one.
Okay, so what's the dreaded cosplay question. You don't have to answer the second part of it if you don't want to. What's the most expensive cosplay you've ever made? And if you can, that's the face. How much, if you care to reveal?
We stopped counting.
That's all you gotta know.
You stopped counting. Can you make a guess, a general guess of the most expensive piece you bought?
So I tend to do this with almost every costume where I buy a piece of fabric, then I'm like, oh, I don't like that, and I buy another piece of fabric. The good thing about this is I work very slow, so it takes me about a year. So, you know, after a year of buying 3 different fabrics, I finally decide on one. But I would have to say Here from Gankutsuo because I bought nice suiting fabric, and then I bought nice suiting fabric again to interline it, and then I bought lining fabric to line it, and then I had to make a dress that goes underneath this coat thing too. So I ended up spending, I don't know, it had to be close to $3,000, and I'm very ashamed to admit that because it shouldn't have been that expensive. But I bought, and the kicker is I actually bought enough material to make a tearaway costume, and then the costume that I actually made was underneath. So I bought like twice the amount of fabric, and if you know me, right, like I just told you, I buy multiples of fabric because I changed my mind. So basically enough fabric to make 4 or 5 headings. So I mean, that's part of the reason why it went up there, but you know, I'm not very good at budgeting, but it's okay, it's fine. I have a house over my head.
That's what matters. If you can feed yourself and live somewhere, pay your bills, pay the bills first, then cosplay. It's very important. Kids, adults, everyone, pay your bills. Pay your bills. And then cosplay. Please don't be me. I'm just kidding. No, I actually have a cosplay I spent about $600 on, and that's a lot for me because I tend to be like, I overbuy fabric, but that's about my biggest sin. I'm pretty much like, okay, I'm eventually going to make this. Yeah, that was not finished, and when I eventually finish it, I'm doing it with completely new fabric, but I spent about $600 on it. World Cosplay Summit, you understand. You understand. Yeah.
Pre-buying fabric for a costume that you will do eventually. What happens when that fabric is no longer in production? Which happened to me with Sakura from Tsubasa. I bought all this fabric for Sakura from the Joann's Costa collection, and then when I actually came around to making Sakura 3 years later, they didn't have the fabric anymore, so that sucked and I needed more. So I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna hand dye this stuff and hope it matches. So yeah, maybe don't buy your fabrics 3 years in advance, unless you buy enough to make sure you have enough for the costume.
Yeah, don't be us, because I've done the same thing. That's actually, this I bought 2 years ago, this fabric, it's a Casa, and it's, this is actually, the trick, by the way, I'm gonna lift up my skirt a little bit here, hold on. Woo, leggy. No, you don't want to see these leggy. I'm an old lady, you don't want to see a leggy. Anyway, so you see how shiny it is underneath? I do, like, so often my fabric wrong side out. So this is actually the wrong side, the back side of the fabric, because then it's not shiny. And it still looks good, right? Just don't stick your face on it, you don't know it's backwards, it's fine. You know, I think an important lesson to share about cosplay is there's really no wrong way to do so. I mean, there are painful ways to do things. There are better ways to do things, yeah, but there's no wrong way. Like, don't let somebody tell you you can't use that fabric. Don't let somebody tell you you can't use that technique. Because the first cosplay I ever won an award for, everybody said, don't use that fabric and don't do those techniques. And I said, okay, and then I did them. And then we won Best Novice, and it was my first competition. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna do what everybody tells me not to do for the rest of my life. It's fine. I wasn't even a teenager, I was 26. I was way past my prime on that, yeah. So, let's talk about horror stories. Like, let's start with the scariest thing that's ever happened to you in cosplay. Like summoning fell demons. Does that ever happen to you? It was a joke. It was a joke. Have you ever accidentally summoned the undead? Scary things. Scary things. Has anything scary ever happened to you? Like somebody pulled some kind of weird prank on you, or somebody like ripped your thing while you were walking down the hall, or yeah, there you go.
No, I guess this is like the scariest moment that we've had together. So it's the night before WCS judging, and I go to bed, and Sophia says to me, Jen, I've got this. I've got this. When you wake up, things will be done. So I go to bed, I shut the door. I'm like, okay, whatever, she'll be fine. I wake up, open the door, and she's right in front of my door with this giant pool of black fabric, and she looks up at me and goes, it's not done.
I'm not okay. It was not okay.
So the next time that she had to stay up overnight. I constantly woke up. We were in a hotel room at this point. She was sewing overnight, and I probably woke up every hour on the hour, and I'd be like, do you need help? Do you need me to get up? She kept telling me no, so I kept doing this like every hour on the hour.
That's how it goes. I had a similar incident where we were just really trying to get stuff done, and we ended up getting so sick that we couldn't go to work or anything. Yeah. Working yourself to death, also a bad cosplay habit. Don't do it. It's not good. It's not good. So what's your favorite cosplay you've ever done?
I love them all. I really do. I pour my heart and soul into some of them, so I'm just like, oh man, I'm attached to all of them. But I have to say, Tira holds a special place in my heart just because it just wasn't supposed to happen. It just did not want to happen. And I love it, even though it barely fits. I made it 3 years ago. But I love it a lot.
For me, the pair that we made from Gankutsu, where I was the count and she was Hede, it holds actually some really special memories. It has a lot less to do with the costume itself and more the memories that we had when we were in them.
Yeah, those are fantastic costumes, by the way. I finally got to see them up close, and they're incredible. I love them. Yeah, you guys are incredible, and it's so hard to tell from a distance just how like fan flipping tastic this is too. Like the top stitching on here, and like the hem is beautiful, and it's